All right, Nick, let's talk about the Chicago Bears. We are inching ever closer. Draft night is right around the corner, and we have some interesting news about who the Chicago Bears now may have in their sights to take on draft night.
Yeah, Madison, it's a very interesting report that obviously Bears fans will be really excited to hear about. But before we get into that, as always, we got a question for you guys. Obviously, like Maya said, draft night right around the corner. So that's what we want to ask you about. Give us the most surprising move you've ever seen the Bears do over the draft. It could be a good move, could be a bad move, it could be a reach for a guy, it could be a steal, it could be a crazy draft trade, whatever it may be. Give us the most surprising draft move the Bears have ever done. Make sure you tell us that in the comment section below. And make sure you stay tuned to the end of today's video to hear the word from the partner of today's video. And that, of course, is Neuro. All right, Miles, what you got? What's going on in Chicago?
All right, Nick, let's just cut to the chase. We will jump right into it. I have the paragraph from the article here, and it says Bears GM Ryan Poles has done a ton of work on the offensive line in this draft class. And there have been a few people that told me, and me being Albert Breer from Sports Illustrated, that at Ohio State's Pro Day, Ryan Poles, has zeroed in pretty good on Paris Johnson Jr. There has been some claims of issues in the past about Johnson lacking top end strength, but that can be addressed pretty easily with an NFL strength and conditioning program. The things they do like about Johnson, though, is he does not turn 22 until July. His exemplary football character, which would lead you to believe he'll be improving in that area ever more so as the years progress. And then knowing the scouting tree that Poles is coming from, that Breer believes it will be Paris that is coming to the Bears. So size, length, having a great pass blocking left tackle, it all lines up. It seems as if Ryan Poles and the Bears are zeroing in on Ohio State's Paris Johnson Jr. What do you think about this move, Nick?
So I really like the move because when I watched Paris Johnson play at Ohio State, the one thing that he reminded me of was a young Tyron Smith. He's obviously played his entire career with the Dallas Cowboys from Southern Cal. The similarities between these two guys are crazy because when Tyron Smith came out of Southern Cal, all the concerns about him were basically threefold. One, he's young. He came out of college. He was like 2021, very similar to Johnson. Two, he's not really thick and strong the way some other offensive tackles were. You know, Tyron Smith is only 6'5", 310. Johnson is what, 6'6", 310, kind of the same ballpark. Similar concerns there. And number three, there are some concerns about how he would handle himself, you know, in man-on-man run blocking situations, you know, handling if it's a man-on-man pass block, a bull rush, and things like that because of those size and frame concerns. Tyron Smith answered all those calls for one reason and one reason only, because he was a good football player. Smith was a starter very early on in his career at Southern Cal and did a lot of great things for that offense for the period he was at Southern Cal. Johnson is the exact same way. The guy's been a very productive player as an offensive lineman, has played a lot of football, durable, smart, good pass protector to an offense and a guy which had CJ Stroud. This is an offense that liked to hold on to the ball, like to create some extra things with all the big play receivers they had. And Johnson was an absolute beast. So you look at that right away. I look at the Bears picking up a guy like Tyron Smith, a guy who can slide in and play either left or right tackle. There's some rumors that Johnson could also play guard as well. I think he could play anywhere. I think he's that good of an athlete. But I think he's probably going to jump right in at either tackle position, depending on how training camp shakes out. I think he's just sort of the perfect guy for Justin Fields because Johnson, like I alluded to, had to do a lot of extra protection and some scramble drills the way CJ Stroud liked to play at Ohio State. Have to do a lot of similar dynamics with Justin Fields behind center in Chicago. I think this is the perfect target for the Bears. I understand completely why Poles is zeroing in on this guy.
Yeah, Nick, and there's just a few more things I like about Paris Johnson. He's almost like, the prototypical frame. Like we said, he's 6'6", but he's a little bit light. But then you can build him the way that you want to. A little light for me, 313, that's just not too much meat on the bone. But 313, he can come into the Bears. They can build him up exactly how they want him. You see guys like Tyron Smith. He may be 300 plus pounds, but he doesn't look it because he is solid. He is a bear of a man. And so you build up a guy like Paris Johnson Jr. early. He's still young. He can hit the weight room. And as these guys get older, they typically get just stronger in general because those muscle fibers mature. They're able to just be a little bit stronger. But this guy is super athletic as well. In PFF's draft profile of Johnson, they break down that he's just a pure athlete. He could have played multiple other sports. You see him recover on blocks in such unique ways just by his pure athleticism. But I just think this guy seems too much sense. Justin Fields, Ohio State guy, Paris Johnson, Jr. is Ohio State guy. It seems like a natural fit, something that would, build that team chemistry that Chicago has been building the last couple of years. It seems really, really good. And I just like Johnson as a fit here with the Chicago Bears organization.
All right, Miles, we would like to give a special thanks to our partner in today's video, Neuro.
That's right, Nick. And I want you to go with me on a journey really fast. I want you to imagine this. It's 4th and goal in the big game, Nick. Your team is relying on you to make the big-time game-winning play. I know you've been in this situation before, Nick. The stadium is roaring. The clock is ticking. The game is on the line. But if only in that moment you were able to have some Neuro Gum. Neuro Gum will help you stay concentrated, and it gives you a burst of energy without a nasty crash.
That's right, Miles. Neuro has thoughtfully curated ingredients and does endless lab testing, which means that you can reach the right state of mind safely and consistently. That's the most important part. It gives you a clean burst of energy and focus without the jitters of coffee or any of those other energy drinks.
That's right, Nick. And if you click our sponsor link in the description below, you can enjoy energy, calm, and focus whenever you need it.